And on tip, unless you call me a bitch.
Hello, welcome to the bonus content with Max Spicy or Max Oris, depending of what app to date you have on your phone.
It's Max Spicy.
It's Max Spicy. Then that will bump you up to number one again.
Mhm.
Okay, I want to talk about this because I find it funny. It's an idea that I really want to do, and but I don't know if morally you're able to. I believe yes. You know, preachers that are always in the street, just like preaching the word of the Lord,
Mhm.
and they're like,
Mhm.
in the Kimball station, there's like it's nearby. They have a one that is like free Bible classes.
Yeah, I see those all the time. Mhm.
This is what I want to do, and I want to discuss the morals of it. I want to go with a stand that is like $10 Bible classes and just be just with them, and I want to hire people that are like, oh, and they just come and give me $10, and I start like a Bible class that is like really not to the point. Like
Yeah.
it's like well
You are allowed to own people.
yeah, or Lord, Max Spicy. Like this is a picture of you, and it's a picture of you, and they're like just like that's not the real Jesus. Like no,
No,
they
no,
they're
this
taking my class, okay?
this is our Jesus.
This is our Jesus. It's Max Spicy. Uh, but why do I think morally is correct to do it? Because they are there preaching a word that is like is this is your religion. I respect all religions. I
Mhm.
respect in whatever you want to
Mhm.
believe, but don't try to impose it
Mhm.
on me. Or first, don't impose it, and second, don't like make me feel like a bad person if I don't agree with yours.
Mhm. Yeah.
For me, that's is the basic of respect. It's like okay, I
Mhm.
respect your opinion and your idea,
Mhm.
and you are not a fucking devil that is gonna burn in hell for forever
Mhm.
because you don't believe in what I believe. So if they're doing this, like I can do whatever. Like I would like to like troll preachers.
Yeah.
Like,
It'd be funny, like, they're preaching like John 3:16 says blah blah blah, and then you find some quote from the Bible where it's like, justifying like slavery or genocide, and you're like, that'd be funny just to yell back at them.
there's a story in the Bible that is like some kids make fun of a bald guy,
Hmm.
and apparently the God sent like 40 bears to kill all the kids.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like yeah, fuck yeah,
yeah. Just like,
don't mock the bald guy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But this is like that how they've been trolling. Like apparently one person, this is on Reddit, like it's like you don't know how mad like the ones that talk on your door the the ones that go to the
Oh,
houses,
Jehovah's Witness.
Jehovah's Witness. Like you don't know how mad they they become when you're like, oh, are you here? Do you have any time to listen to the word of the Lord or the word of our Savior? And you're like, no, I don't believe in the Oculus. Apparently, they get super mad if you do that.
That's funny.
And apparently, if you behave super naive
Hmm.
with the Bible people,
Hmm.
if they're like, "Yeah, you wanna hear the Lord of Jesus Christ," and you're like, "Of who?"
Who?
Like
What?
Jesus Christ, and they're like,
Trump?
"Jesus," like our Savior, like who, like save
Elon
Trump.
Elon Musk.
Elon-
Trump.
Apparently, they get like super mad.
Really? I don't know. I just don't really like. Just give them their space. It's like I don't really. Well, the idea of like going up to one of them and like trying to challenge their entire worldview just seems like so exhausting.
this this episode cuts to as we on
Us
the
on the
street
street.
just like
Yeah.
doing like hey I want to learn about our savior and they're like Jesus like who
Who-
Jesus
his-
that's the guy
he
who
does my
does
drywall.
that guy is the savior like no the son of God of who
Who's got? Yeah.
who's God and they're like so baffled like what is
Hmm. They'd probably like get excited like, oh, I got one.
like
Come here, son. Let me teach you.
just like a fly, just
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Would you troll? Like, I believe it's okay to troll preachers, like those ones,
Yeah.
the
Yeah, yeah.
ones on the street that are I
with
was
the microphones.
yeah
They're
with the
just
mic. I was
really kind of a nuisance.
yeah I
Yeah.
was in New York and there was one guy just like really mad about people ignoring Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
So he was really loud about it. But he has like a microphone and
Mm-hmm.
shit. I was like, "Don't ignore Jesus!" And like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, I'm just trying to have breakfast.
Yeah, bro, I'm hungover. Like, just
Like, just I was ignoring him. Now I'm going to start.
I've been ignoring him for so long. Everything's fine, dude. Guess what? I've been ignoring him, and I'm not screaming on the street. So things are going
Yeah, I
pretty
believe
good,
we're
actually.
doing. I'm doing better than
Yeah,
you
yeah,
actually.
yeah,
Um, and the last topic I have for you, tipping culture is like fucked up. That's it. That
You think so?
yeah.
Like how so?
You should get like a tip bucket on the roast battle.
Yeah.
Like if you like my how I hosted the show, and you just go with a tip bucket.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't think it'd work at Zanies where people are paying for tickets, but I don't know.
You should do it one time just to see if it works.
It work. It works for shows where like free shows where people don't pay.
Yeah, like but like in my case it's like because I do believe like first the options when I came to this beautiful country,
Mm-hmm.
the options were like 15, 18, 20.
Mm-hmm.
Now the option is like 20, 25, 30. I was
Mhm.
like, no, let's go. What is happening? I don't.
Mm-hmm.
1/4 of what I pay for this shouldn't be a tip.
Mhm.
And now you're tipping in so at some point self checkouts will have like, do you want to tip something? Like,
Self checkouts.
I did this.
I did everything.
Like who I am tipping?
Yeah.
Like yeah, but someone put those things on the shelf.
Mhm.
And like yeah,
Mhm.
they pay them for that. Like
Mm-hmm.
controversy here. I do not tip Ubers usually.
Yeah.
Do you tip Ubers?
I do. I only recently,
So
honestly,
I'm the bad guy. Anyway. I am
I-
the evil person.
I used to not like Uber Eats and Uber. I would
Uber Eats, yes, I don't use it, but
just because
yes.
I'm like, I don't make a lot of money. But I don't know. Lately, I have like Uber. I don't think they make a lot of money, and they're also assuming a lot of the risk of damaging the car because it's their car. It's not like it's some taxi company's car anymore. So I don't know. And then I'm also just like, they're better off if I give them an extra $3. So
Yeah.
I'm
the-
happy to like just share the.
Oh
spread
yeah,
the-
because you're a nice guy. I'm the evil guy in this scenario.
I don't think you're evil. I just
This is my argument. When you tip on something, is because you get an extra service on your service.
Mhm.
For example, you go to a restaurant, you tip the server not because they're good people, but because you don't have to go to the kitchen and be like, hey, I want this. And when the thing is ready, you don't have to go to the kitchen and grab it and bring it to your table.
Mhm.
And if you want water or something, you don't have to go to a station or to refill your shit.
Mhm.
Like they bring everything to you.
Mhm.
But what you're buying
Mhm.
is the food.
Mhm.
That's what you're buying. In Ubers, what you are buying is transportation from point A
Mhm.
to point B.
Mhm.
If you did that and nothing else, why should I give you more money? Like
'Cause
this
it's
is
more-
what I
It's
bought.
a more personalized service. Like you could just as easily take the bus, but you're having one person drive you. So I feel like also it's their car. So it's not just transportation. There's like there's like a luxury aspect to it. It is kind of like a
Yeah,
restaurant.
but the services is still like point A to point B.
Hmm.
If
I mean, a server. I mean, I'm sure you've worked at a restaurant.
yeah, I work as
run-
a server.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you're just bringing food from the kitchen to the table, essentially.
Yeah, but you bought the food,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm doing this for you.
Mm-hmm. You bought the transportation, so and they're the ones making sure it happens.
Mm.
It's the
I-
same thing.
Mm-mm. They're doing the transportation. That's what I pay for.
Mm-hmm.
If during the transportation, like we have a nice talk,
Mhm.
if during the transportation they're like, oh, you want to listen to any type of music, or oh, you want more heat, less heat,
Mhm.
or how like usually I tip if I have at least
Mhm.
like a nice conversation. But if I get it, I'm getting into Ubers that they don't even say good morning, good night, like how, like hey, I just get in and it's like Christian, I'm like yeah,
Mhm.
and they just start going. You make the transfer from point A to point B. I'm not tipping on top of that.
But isn't it like you could just as easily like what if hypothetically you had an option to rent a car for 10 minutes
Okay.
to drive? You wouldn't tip then, but you'd still pay whatever the $10 is. But if someone's driving for you, I'd still feel obliged to like tip them because I'm still receiving a service.
But the service you're paying is the transportation.
But you're not the one
Then you should start that.
driving.
Then you should tip the bus driver
Uh,
because you are not driving the bus.
I guess no. I mean,
We're gonna start seeing on the after you pay on the with the Ventra card. There's a screen that's like, you want to tip your bus driver? Like, what the fuck?
I guess bus driving a bus is a service that's subsidized by the government, and then Uber drivers more reliant on tips.
Okay.
So I'm kind of just it would be nice if Uber driver made enough to not need tips, but I'm kind of just abiding by the system that has been created.
Yeah, I am a bad guy, but I do understand they need the tips. They leave a little bit out of them, but for me, still, and this is how people in Europe see it. This is actually how in Venezuela people see it. I believe also like I was raised on that culture in Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
You get tip if you do a good work.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get tip. If you do a lousy work, no one's gonna tip you. That you pay your stuff and that's it. But if you're amazing, they give you something extra.
Mm-hmm.
For us Venezuelans, at least,
Mhm.
the tip is something that we extra that we give if the service was good.
Mm-hmm.
Here's like, no, it's part of your bill.
I tip more if the Uber doesn't talk to me. That's my perspective.
But some people like that.
No, I know what you're saying. That is true. Like, it should incentivize people to work harder.
Yeah, like because at this point, like there are some servers that are really bad servers,
Mhm.
and it's like you should be able to be like, I'm not tipping this motherfucker. Like he's spitting my food and call me a bitch. Like why should I give
Yeah.
them 20%
Mhm.
of the bill?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, for
okay,
sure. No,
let's,
yeah, for
let's
sure.
put this as a scenario. You go with your girlfriend to eat, and the server calls your girlfriend a bitch,
Yeah, I would.
and then the bill comes.
Mm-hmm.
Would you tip?
30%.
Yeah,
No, obviously I wouldn't tip, and I would probably,
but nothing. You will tip nothing.
if a server called my girlfriend a bitch, I'd probably just leave before the food came out. Yeah. I'm
Okay,
not-
what if she calls you a bitch?
If they I would hide my boner and then.
I'll tip more.
No, I mean, yeah. If a server was insanely rude to me, obviously I wouldn't tip.
But then you get into the like, but these people live on tips, and you see why it's like a difficult topic.
I mean, but I guess calling me or someone else a bitch is a pretty extreme example.
Yeah,
what-
all my Ubers call me a bitch.
I don't know.
All of them. That's why I don't tip Ubers. All of them. I just get into a Christian. Yeah, you're a bitch. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is happening? I'm not tipping right now.
But it's interesting. I don't know where the line is, in
Okay,
terms of quality of service where I would not tip.
Okay, it didn't call you a bitch. What will be the thing that they will have to do to be to you for you to be like, I'm not tipping.
The service would have to be bad enough to like affect my experience at the rest. Like if they're not talking to me or engaging with me, I
That's
don't really
okay,
I don't
yeah.
really care. But if they're like, like them doing their job seems to like bother them, or they're like really annoyed by me like asking questions or like even just like putting it in order, then yeah, then I'd probably be like, I don't know, they
They don't deserve it.
kind of ruin my yeah.
Exactly, they don't deserve the fucking tip.
But that's they're not doing their job. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So there you go. Max Spicy don't tip.
I don't tip unless you call me a bitch.
then it's 30%. Like I do believe like that they have to be controlled somehow. Like because it's getting out of control, and 25% that is like 25, like is a quarter of what you're paying for whatever is way too much. Tip should be 10%. 10%.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think, but people wouldn't be able to live off of, like the cost of living in America is unreasonably high.
But if you raise the prices
Mhm.
but lower the tip, it will be the same.
I guess.
I believe, I don't know where. I believe it was in Vegas or something like that. They really raised the prices,
Mhm.
but like they're like, we pay our employees enough, so you don't have to tip them.
Yeah.
And that business worked for them. And the servers were happy because they're served you well because they're being paid
Yeah,
well,
like if servers got paid 20 an hour, I feel like you
yeah,
wouldn't need. Mhm.
you're being served well, and the tip is like, no, you don't have to do it.
Mhm.
If the server was really really amazing, called you
Mhm.
a bitch many
Mhm.
times, you're like, I love this person,
Mhm.
then yes. But like, I believe that will be a better business structure. Like, let's
You think
say,
so? It's an interesting. I don't know. Like that's an interesting like thing. I,
like
I
like
bet. I wonder if that's been like studied before.
yeah, let's say a burger. Let's
Mhm.
say like a regular burger, $14.
Mhm.
Like say $14, but then you have to tip. Usually 20% is like the way to go. So 14 plus taxes, blah blah blah, is like 16 plus the 20. It will be like $4. It's
Mhm.
$20 burger.
Mhm.
If you put the burger already being like 18
Mhm.
plus taxes is gonna be like 20,
Mhm.
but you don't have to tip because they pay well the employee.
Mhm.
I believe the experience is better because the employee is like, I'm getting paid well, so I'm gonna do a good job,
Mhm.
and you're like, I don't feel forced to give more money. And
Mhm.
actually, I believe that the tipping sheet, when they give you like they're in front of you,
Mhm.
it's like, oh, how was the service? Just I believe that makes me be like I don't want to be in that situation, and the service was awful
Mhm.
and put like no tip.
Yeah.
Like, this was awful. You're like,
Mhm.
she's watching me putting a number here.
Mhm. Yeah, it kind of forces you to. Yeah. 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 I don't know. I wonder though, like if a server gets paid $20 an hour, what if that like incentivizes them to not work as hard because part of the pay structure, like the
No, because you
traditional
get
pay structure.
fired. You get fired. Like, if you don't work well, you get fired because
Well,
so many people are gonna try to
so
get
you're
that
you're
job.
meeting expectations, and then when there is like a tip aspect of your paycheck, it's like it kind of incentivizes you to go above and beyond because if you do really well, it's more likely that you get tipped more.
Yeah, but if you're a server,
Mm-hmm.
and you find a place that pays you $20 an hour, that's the incentive. You're not gonna get
Mm-hmm.
paid $20 an hour or anybody like anywhere else
Well, but it's like it would have to then meet what they were making
with the tips.
with making minimum wage and 20%
But
tips.
also, this I'll be like, hey, I'll pay you $20, $22 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, if you treat the people really well and they tip you, that's yours.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm in this place and and the experience was amazing,
Mm-hmm.
even though they're like, oh, you don't have to tip, I'll be like, no, no, this is for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is the keys to my car.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I mean, yeah, but the business would have to be making enough to be able to pay $20 an hour, and then maybe the place has a different, tipping expectation than most places. But it's just, it's like I don't know. It's not like I don't think it's like a guaranteed thing that business would be better off that way.
This cut to us having a restaurant, having a restaurant, just trying it out. I have that much money. We're just trying, like, let's see if it works.
It's really interesting though. Like I'm genuinely curious about this now and like how that actually would affect a server's income. It's like
Okay, let's put the money. Let's buy a food truck.
let's start it. Let's do it.
And this is the
Mhm.
story of
Mhm.
our food truck called Max Spicy. Started. Max Spicy is a nice name for a food truck, actually.
Max Spicy, yeah.
I would like my name,
Mm-hmm.
the Venezuelan Max Spicy. No, Max Spicy Venezuelan food. There you
Maximo
go.
Spicy. There, yeah.
Okay, and with that, with Max Spicy Venezuelan food, if you send me money, I'll start this business. If you don't send me money, I'll cry. Well, with Max Spicy Venezuelan food, the next food truck around your block, we're gonna end this episode. You have any dates? This episode is gonna come out. Let me tell you exactly when. It's gonna come out. You're putting your phone to see your dates.
I left my phone in my car, so
God damn
I
it!
know.
No, like your girlfriend is so mad right now. Do you have that kind of girlfriend that is you don't answer like right back? She's like, "Fuck you!
No,
You're with 7 bitches and a server."
no.
Okay. This is gonna come out the 7th of March.
10th of March. Oh, March 14th and 15th.
There you go.
I'm at the Comedy Cabin in Janesville, Wisconsin. So all
There-
the Janesville listeners.
No, we have a few of
I think there's like
Janesville.
60,000 people in Janesville.
Well, people from Janesville, go to the Comedy Cabin,
Mhm.
and with that, we say goodbye. Adios.
Adios.